Gotham City Imposters is a 2012 PvP first-person shooter developed by Monolith Productions and published by Warner Bros. For the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC, and this is my review of the Xbox demo in 2025, 13 years after the game's release. Now, I would like to note that, after research, as far as I can tell, the only major differences between the demo and the full game was that some challenge maps were locked to the full game, you can't save your progress on the demo, and before a recent update, the demo lasted a maximum of 1 hour before you had to buy the full product. So what I'm getting at is, the demo provided me with access to all of the core features, including the PvP MP modes. I would like to start my review itself by praising whoever lifted the demo time limit. I initially played the demo early this year for the first time, and I whittled away about 15 minutes from my 1 hour limit, and then I put the game down until recently. A couple weeks ago, I decided to try out the demo once again, and I got a pop-up saying that an update was needed. I downloaded the 4MB update, and it lifted the 1 hour time limit, meaning I could play as long as I wanted. So a huge thanks to whoever did this, and I'm glad that someone behind the scenes still seems to care about this game. But alas, the main attraction to this game is dead. After multiple attempts to find anyone, playing any of the MP modes, I gave up and accepted the fact that I wasn't going to find anyone in a match. Based off a review of the full game I found on YouTube and the description of the game modes, multiplayer sounded pretty fun, with basic things like Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, and Kill Confirmed, and a more unique sounding game mode by the name of Fumigation. Sadly, there isn't a split screen option, so I couldn't even try out the MP locally, but it looked and sounded like it would have been fun, and the servers are still up for whatever that's worth, they're just empty. So where did all my playtime go, you may ask? That would be the single player tutorial and the challenge mode. The tutorial, well, it's your standard tutorial. You learn the ins and outs of the game, and that's it. And apparently the full game has an achievement for beating the tutorial, but demos don't have achievements. So MP and the tutorial discussed, time to move on to the challenge mode, but I must first talk about some of the game's mechanics. Unlike something like, let's say Black Ops 2, where every person is pretty much the same in MP, as far as no special abilities, Gotham City Imposters is quite different, as in this game, players could choose a gear item to fit their playstyles, which granted special abilities. As far as I could tell, there were 6 of these, being a double jump, a super jump, roller skates to help you move faster, a gliding ability, a grapple gun, and a somewhat disappointing jetpack. None of these abilities really made you more powerful by increasing your health or anything, but they all assisted in your mobility. I mean, I heard somewhere that you could upgrade your health in the full game, but that's not what we're discussing right now. Anyways, the aforementioned challenges are pretty much collect 3 yellow orbs as quickly as possible, and each gear has their own challenges, if that makes sense, and every MP map has several of these challenges linked to them, with 3 tiers of difficulty: Basic, Intermediate, and Expert, but Basic is available with the demo and the other ones aren't. Now, speed is of the essence, as you earn medals based off how quickly you can gather all 3 orbs, and the better the medal you earn, the more XP you get. But it didn't really matter in the demo, as like I said earlier, you can't save your progress. I attempted every challenge available on the demo, and I think I passed all but one of them with a bronze medal, the lowest passing rank, or higher. But I did get a little bored with just collecting orbs, so I spent a lot of time just exploring the maps, which you can do if you want. A couple of the maps are quite small as far as square footage goes, but you can explore multi-story buildings, get on top of buildings, stuff like that, which helps make up for low surface area on something like the map 25th Floor. Now, as odd as this sounds, I really did enjoy just going through the maps and admiring the attention to detail of things like how cool the soda machines look, and I would say that the devs overall did a pretty good job recreating Gotham City with several dreary areas, but sometimes you would have really upbeat music playing in a more depressing map, and it just didn't quite fit. I'm not saying that the soundtrack is bad, it just didn't seem to always fit the vibe that the maps themselves were putting off. So I often just turned off the music and soaked in the sound effects and the overall atmosphere. I can't put my finger on it, and I don't know what it is, but there's something special about just wandering around empty MP maps on video games. A little off topic, but on a couple occasions, I've made a private local game on BO2 without bots and just explored the maps by myself, and the challenge maps of Gotham City Imposters gave me that same feeling that I can't fully describe. Okay, getting back to the game, there are ammo crates scattered around the maps, where you can reload on ammunition and heal up faster, although you will slowly heal on your own without these, but being near one just speeds along the process. I think the last thing to really mention about level design is that trampolines, skate ramps, and air vents are spread out around the maps to assist players with mobility, and I can just imagine how chaotically fun it must have been playing this back in the day, with people flying off ramps or leaping around the maps. I can only think about how it was back then for now. Changing topics, I would like to discuss weaponry. On the challenge mode, you can only use pre-selected weapons, being standard ARs, a couple shotguns, and a scoped rifle. And you don't have any grenades or throwing items, but in the tutorial and multiplayer, you have access to things like hand grenades and boomerangs, plus way more weapons than what was offered in the challenge mode. I can't personally say much more than that, but from what I understand, this game had some pretty far out weapons and creative attachments. Oh, and you have a melee knife to top things off. I know in the full game you could also customize your character and choose between the Joker and Batgang, but I only had access to a single dude in the Batgang for challenges. He did have some neat voice lines and an over-the-top personality, so that was cool at least. You could also customize your calling card, but again, you can't save progress made in the demo. Story-wise, from what I understand, there's not a lot here, even in the full game. You play as normal people who either want to help Batman fight crime, or people who commit crimes and like the cosmetics of the Joker. That's it really. Graphically, the game looks really good in my opinion. It ran well performance-wise, and the sound effects were pretty good. In conclusion, even though I only had access to the demo and I couldn't even find anyone playing online, this seems like it was a pretty solid game in its time, and I give the demo for Gotham City Imposters a 7.9 out of 10 by my grade scale. Now a little backstory as to why I only got the demo. For those who weren't aware, the 360 store was the last place where you could legally acquire this game, and it was $14.99 up until the store closure of July 2024. I didn't want to completely pass on this game as it looked really good and I kept hoping it would get some sort of markdown, but I seem to recall it never got a discount even though many games did before the 360 store closure. I was in a weird situation where I was preparing for a big move and I was going to need all the money I could save, and I just didn't want to drop $15 on a single game at that time, especially with no guarantee that there were still people playing it. So I did the next best thing and just got the demo. Looking back, I could have spared the $15, and I kind of wish that I had, but oh well, here we are. The game was digital only and non-backwards compatible, so unless the game gets relisted somewhere or Microsoft reopens the 360 store, it's seemingly forever lost. Now the game was released on PS3 and PC as well, but it was delisted from those storefronts for whatever reason, although the servers, at least on PC, are still up to this day. I have no idea why this happened or what was going on behind the scenes, especially since several recent reviews on Steam are of players asking that the game be relisted. My best guess is that somehow Warner Bros. Thought that this game might compete with the Suicide Squad game, and they wanted to prevent that from happening by removing it from Steam, but that wouldn't explain the PlayStation delisting. I don't know if anybody has any info on this. I'd love to hear it in the comments, and given the opportunity, I would buy this game. Plus, it even had a couple DLCs released on Xbox, which are just lost media at this point, I guess. As far as similar games I can recommend, maybe Black Ops 3. I haven't played many first-person shooter multiplayer games, and that's the closest thing to a similar title that I can think of. And, yeah, I guess that's my review itself for today. For our Bible verse of the day, I read Isaiah 41:10 NIV. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I don't know what it is about this script, but I have made so many mistakes. Like, I'm recording this right now, the audio is almost 20 minutes long. I've made like 50 mistakes that I'm gonna have to go out and erase and delete, and ooh, this is going to be a messy one to edit. But thanks for watching, I really do appreciate it, especially if you stuck around to the end. For anybody new here, I mostly review and discuss Xbox 360 games, so feel free to check out some of my other content if that sounds like your thing. As always, none of my content is made by AI, and I don't consent to my voice and likeness being modified, altered, and copied by AI in any way. Jesus loves you all. Peace. Sadly, there's no split screen option, so I couldn't even try and... Now, speed is of the essence, as you earn medals based off how quickly you can gather all 3 orbs, and the